Alright, we got SCP-001 When Day Breaks UnLondon featuring Lumi Cimmerian. So like I said, we're continuing on this Daybreak series. We started it 2 weeks ago. We was going to continue last week, but I had a situation so I couldn't continue streaming. But we have the UnLondon until Daybreaks. If you guys remember, this is like when the sun is melting people and all that extra stuff. If you was here and you didn't leave. So, you said Cozy change your stream from Containment Breach. And change it into what? Huh? Scrub, you want to make us wait? Let's wait. And change it to what? It says SCP Sundays, bro. What you want me to change it to? Damn, Nora. Anyway, so let's hop into this reaction and let's continue. Let's see what happens to UnLondon. If you guys remember, that's the underground. So we already watched the UnLondon video. We know all about UnLondon. We know about the Bobbies. We know about the Eye in the Skies. You know what I mean? So this is the London under London. So if you guys remember that we also did a SCP Tales from the Foundation video on UnLondon. So yeah, let's go ahead and buckle in and let's get into this because clearly Scrub not about to reply. So let's go. I'm gonna lay back a little bit. Hope y'all don't mind. You know what I mean? Hold on. The text be on the other side, right? Let me move myself over here.
Good day everyone and welcome back to SCP Illustrated, entry log 93. Today is an exciting day. We are going to be revisiting an old SCP-001 entry, namely When Day Breaks. But this time, we're taking the story to UnLondon in an original custom story written for me by Dr. Cimmerian. He did an outstanding job with this story, so please go and check out his channel for loads more SCP content, including tips on how to write better, SCP discussion.
This is by Dr. Cimmerian. I didn't even know Cimmerian made SCPs. I didn't know he was an author. Oh, so he not just a YouTuber. He actually makes content. That's fire. I mean, he actually is an author for SCPs. That's fire. I couldn't write nothing, bro. If I try to write, I mean, I'm a good writer. I always got A's in AP English or whatever the hell, but like, that's a lot of commitment, bro. But let's see what it's talking about. I'm actually excited now that I know. You know what I mean? Let's see.
And read-throughs of his own entries. Now, this is an Apollyon class SCP, and this video does contain strong language, violence, sustained threat, and some sad, sort of emotional scenes. But without any further ado, let's get into this.
The Great Fire of UnLondon, 100% lethality.
The following data release has been authorized by the following council members and administration staff.
Mom, Dad, Ari, I'm sorry.
Damn, look at all them sites. Look at all of those breaches, bro.
Access audio file recording 1. My name is Jacob Hawks. Dr. Oliver told us that recording our thoughts could keep us from going crazy down here in the dark. I'm neither bored nor scared enough to worry about that, but orders are orders. On the surface, I was a containment specialist. I spent most days either here in London or the primary British containment site in Kent. I work with Kira North, the site's current security head. I wouldn't call us partners, but we do good work together. Every day we find something new to study. Last month we noticed that you can grow plants down here. Now, how a plant can undergo photosynthesis without the photo part is beyond me. But we've got a growing little farm going near the Hyde Park base. They don't grow very fast, mind you, but they do grow. Considering this place is supposed to replicate London, it actually makes some sense. Even the most urban cities have plants and parks. As long as we try to keep a base down here though, I'm going to have work. God, can you imagine doing this for the rest of your life? The Bobbies are a damned menace, constantly harrying the researchers. Sign up for the Foundation, they said. Fight humanoid abominations for the good of mankind, they said. They were surprisingly honest in the brochure. One thing has begun to worry me, though. We lost contact with the outside this morning. Of course, that's not the first time it's happened, but usually by midday we get a check-in from above ground station. Nothing so far today. I'm sure it's nothing, but we're supposed to talk about the stuff that bothers us on this thing, so here I am. On top of it all, there's a marked uneasiness among the staff. There hasn't been an attack by the Bobbies all day, which is even weirder than losing contact with the surface. Elise said she thinks something went wrong groundside. An XK maybe. She's always freaking out over little things, but I ordered her not to say that to anyone else. It made me worried, and we don't need that spreading to everyone else. She pouted a little when I gave her the order, but she'll get over it. I still convinced Kira, though, that we needed to send a patrol topside to check out the substation and figure out what's going on. It's likely nothing, but we can't take any chances. That's all. You know, I actually do feel a little better. Alert. Transmission received from Site 19.
This message will repeat. This is a general alert from Site 19 and the O5 Council. All Foundation personnel are to shelter in place. Direct exposure to sunlight is to be avoided at all costs. Under no circumstances are communications with SCP-001 entities to be initiated. We know they're trying to contact you. It doesn't matter. They're all dead. Do not respond. Do not acquiesce to any of their requests. All Foundation personnel should revise new evacuation plans. Site 19 is no longer secure due to several security lapses. The off-world colonization project is currently on hold until the site is resecured. Learn from our mistakes, but don't come here yet. Shit, it's in the vent! Open fire!
Access audio file recording 2. Dr. Oliver spread her brains across her office wall with a bullet this morning. You'd have thought that the bosses would have changed their minds about the whole solo therapy thing, but apparently it's still in the rules. Turns out, I had the dumb luck of being in UnLondon when the sun went wrong. There's no confusion about what is happening, just the whys.
Damn.
If you spend any amount of time in the sunlight, you start to melt.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, bro. I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, yo, hold up. Are y'all, I hope y'all not in UnLondon while this whole thing is going on. Not only were you not going up on the surface, but now you can't go back to the surface. It's one of those things where you don't care for something until somebody tells you you can't do it, right? So it's like, okay, I gotta do my job while I'm down here, whatever. But and I want to go back up, but I know I gotta do my job. But once you can't go back up, you kind of start to go crazy. It's like when you're younger, you kind of want to do chores because you don't have to do chores, but you see all your older siblings doing chores. Well, some people can relate. But then when you get older and you're forced to do chores, you kind of don't want to do anymore because somebody told you to. You know what I mean? It's one of those type of things. It just, once you receive an order, it makes you more, like, once you don't have a choice anymore, it makes you not want to do it at all. I think UnLondon is canon 2507 redacted mission. But, yeah.
It's been long enough, and there's no turning back. God, that really is the new normal. All the people on the radio say the same thing. Nothing's wrong. Come out and see the sun. James's wife came on the radio today, begged him to come up. We had to hold him back, but I don't think it matters anymore. I watched half my team go out last night and melt in the moonlight. This morning they came back and asked us to let them in. I wouldn't be surprised if James ate a bullet before the date.
Yo! You can't even go out during the nighttime? I was under the impression that, you know, you didn't want to go out at nighttime because of these little niggas, but you can't go out at all? For sure. Okay. I can understand why people do what they do. Okay. Alright.
The welcome message. I gotta go. Something's coming down the stairs.
My fellow citizens, if you're hearing this, then the world as we knew it has finished. The sun has broken, the ground heaves with the tramp of terrible feet, and all the horror and madness have broken free to exact their vengeance on the world of...
Yeah. Hold on. I'm only tripping because y'all see this picture? I know the melted thingies aren't going through the walls into UnLondon. That's bro. The Bobbies better hop on them or something, because there ain't no way they just went through the cracks and went underground. That's scary, bro. No sir, no sir. You said moonlight is just reflected sunlight. I mean, sure, but you know, I didn't think they were still gonna get melted. I thought it was due to the temperatures, not the actual sun. But
Men. Those who sought to contain it are killed or scattered. We soon learn that to attempt to fight these creatures is almost invariably to face one's death. Billions have been transformed into monstrous abominations, and there was nothing we could do to stop them. Evil has raised its bloody flag upon all nations of the world and crowed its unholy victory to the broken sun. Yes, this is the end. But there is a new hope. Welcome to UnLondon, a city of the survivors, a city of the free. Together, fellow citizen, we will wait and prepare for the new beginning, the grand new world that is soon to come. Let the world above burn. We will endure. Let the monsters have their world.
oh, brother, I'm tired of hearing this UnLondon spiel every single time. Y'all give the same thing. I kind of like the little hint how they adjusted the message to accommodate the daybreak virus, or that like it accommodated like the new thing going on the outside. But y'all give the same spiel every time. Don't nobody want to be on UnLondon, dog. All right.
We will prepare and let the ground tremble with a new Armageddon as evil consumes itself. For I tell you, citizen, upon the day of the ruination of man, their insatiable appetites will turn them against one another in their endless lust for death. We will wait. And I tell you, citizen, that there will be a new dawn, and you will emerge from UnLondon, blinking in the light of an uncorrupted sun, as our children play and laugh in the bones of horrors long dead, and we will walk, hand in hand to the sea.
Somebody call Sub-Zero or Dr. Freeze or somebody. Because I'm looking at this picture, I'm analyzing it, I'm looking at his badges, and the only way I'm seeing that you're being something like this, freeze it and break it. So I don't know why I'm seeing fire at all. Why am I seeing fire? We need ice. We need cold. We need what's that movie called? When everything frozen? No, not frozen. Don't say frozen. Y'all go blue. Do not say frozen. He said call out. I'm talking about Ice Age. We need Ice Age. All right? That's what we need. Ice Age.
Our faces skywards as that rising sun ushers in the new age of man. And you will gather, citizen, at my feet as I summon UnLondon from its rest, and it shall burst, phoenix-like from the ashes of the old. And on that day, citizen, there shall be a new order as we raise our flag over the entire world. I welcome you to UnLondon, the last city and the first.
Access audio file recording 3.
James, it's Amelia. I'm not sick anymore. I was at the doctor's office when the light changed us all. Now there's no sickness. I don't know if you can hear me, but you should come upstairs. It's so beautiful here.
He's trying to smack the London out you.
No more hunger, no more war, no more suffering. We all are linked together in harmony.
You know what? Listen, let me tell y'all something real quick. Have y'all ever seen that one show on Netflix with Duncan Trussell in it? What is it called? Hold on, I want to show y'all something real quick. Hold on, let me look for it. The Midnight Gospel. So, have y'all ever seen The Midnight Gospel? Look. So let me preface this scene real quick. So in The Midnight Gospel, it's like a podcast type of cartoon. Most people, if you're not of older age if you're not, I don't want to say conscious, but if you just need a certain understanding. Like if you're not into podcasts already, you're not gonna like it. So if you're into podcasts, you're definitely gonna like this. But what this episode is they're talking about like, I forget what they're talking about in particular, but I'm pretty sure they're talking about life and the way it goes and holding and accountability of people. It's been a while since I watched this episode, but basically what happens in the animation in the background, because essentially what it is a podcast, right? But what happens in the background is it's a zombie apocalypse, and basically when he turns into a zombie, he feels no more pain, and it's nothing but love and oneness with the universe. That's all it is. You know what I mean? Like, there is no more hurt anymore. There's no more pain. Like, you know how like Naruto, the world shall know pain and everything. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure that's what this SCP is. And when you put it in that perspective, it's not the worst thing in the world. It's not. I mean, bro, like, hey, bro, that's what this is really reminding me of. And it's like, bro, like, I remember when he turned to a zombie, I was like, wow, like, they're really happy and they're really cool and they're chilling. And then somebody gave him an antidote, and then he went back. He went back to being... It's one of those red pill, blue pill, ignorance is bliss type of things, okay? So, you know, it is what it is. But anyways, let's continue.
Peace. Your mother is here. Your father, too. All of us are waiting for you, James. Remember when you proposed? The sun's at the beach in Botany Bay. The whole world was on pause while you got down on one knee and told me you loved me.
I'm wearing my Crocs, babe. I'm about to take these bitches off. I'm trying to get comfortable. I'm gonna put my feet on my PC. Hopefully I don't, bro. Hey, bro, look, if the stream end, it's because I turned off my PC. I'm putting my feet on top of my PC, all right? Leave me alone.
James,
mind your business.
I miss you so much. The doctor said it was going to be a little boy. Come back to us, James. It's so beautiful here.
Access audio file recording 4.
Well, shut up then. Because if we don't record something, no one's going to know what the fuck happened. Look, I'm doing this. Keep an eye out and don't let them see you.
We lost. Hard. After the attack on the entryway, we fell back to the Hyde Park tent city. It was a beautiful little community of the stuffiest men and women you'd ever met. Supplies would have lasted us a year or two at least, and by then we'd hoped to scrounge some sunlights from above ground for the carrot and potato seeds. Before things went tits up, for a second time anyway.
I hate people who use that term.
We all got about 4 hours of sleep before we woke up screaming, all of us. I remember dreaming about this giant eye looking at me across an endless horizon. It was angry, disappointed. It was so hot. I was trying to breathe and it burned my lungs. Suddenly my clothes caught on fire. I didn't die or even pass out.
That's what I'm saying, though. And listen, I just want to say this for one. There better not be nobody on YouTube telling me to stop pausing. Especially with something like this, bro. I'm going to say my thoughts throughout the whole thing. Because it's a long ass... Man, I ain't trying to hear nothing from y'all. Because there's that whole movement of, like, no pausing reactors, bro. I hate people who don't pause when they react. Because it's a reaction, right? Obviously, you're supposed to commentate on it. But, anyways. You said you'll do it. You probably will, knowing you, Nora. But, so, that's what I was saying before. I'm thinking about this. I'm like, well, it's the temperature. It can't just be the sun itself, because how is the sun doing something like this? And actually, the thing is, it creates these beings. You know what I mean? It actually creates these monsters, these abominations. Now, I'm thinking that's from something else, not the actual source of sunlight. I didn't think it was of the source of sunlight. Like, the actual beam, the rays. That means, like, there's something wrong with everything. There's something wrong with everything. It's not just the sun. It's the UV rays. It's everything. Because I just thought it was the temperature of the sun. But when you think about it, you know, they're turning into abominations and everything. And they're moving and it's transforming their consciousness. And yeah, so that it's way more intricate than just you know, the heat. You know what I mean? You ever drop a piece of ice on your nutsack? How? That's my answer to your question. How? But anyways, let's keep going.
My skin started to bubble and melt, and the eye looked satisfied. And that's when I noticed the thing had eyebrows. How I missed that before, I don't know, but then it was a face. And then a hand came at me from across the horizon, and a flock of pigeons came from behind me and let out...
Is that from the sky? I know that's not a hand from the sky. I might be tripping. I'm tripping.
This terrible scream. They attacked the hand, pecking at it until it was nothing but bone, but it still kept coming. It scooped up the puddle that was me and brought me to its mouth. And then I woke up. I think the city was trying to warn us. I don't know how this place works, but those stupid pigeon eye things were going crazy in the air above us. They could see it coming even though we couldn't. The men we lost last night knew everything about our defences, and there's a flood of flesh pouring down the stairs now, spreading its way across the city. I don't know how many people made it out of Hyde Park, but it wasn't many. James's leg's a mess, and Elise is out of breath. The only one keeping things together is Kira, and she kind of wants to leave the other two behind. I told her we needed to record another message, and she gave me a look like I was going crazy. Maybe I am. But I'm not leaving Elise behind, and if we kept running, those things would have gotten her. I don't know what we can do for James, but we're trying. The bleeding stopped at least. When the attack came, our perimeter defences didn't trigger, but thankfully we were already awake. We opened fire, but I'm not sure what we thought was going to be accomplished by shooting a giant wave of flesh. It rolled over everything and everyone who didn't run. Kira thinks if we could burn it, we could do some damage, but where the fuck are we going to get fuel down here? The only positive to all of this is that the Bobbies were fighting on our side.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, bro. The Bobby's going dummy. You know what I mean? The Bobby's going dummy. Now the Bobby's finally doing something. I know I'm off the camera. I know y'all like, where you going, bro? I'm laying back. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get comfortable. Ain't no way I'm watching this sitting up on a chair. Y'all dumb. This chair going all the way back while I'm watching this. But nah, bro. Look at the Bobbies doing their thing. Look at the Bobbies doing their thing. And somebody asked me, when am I gonna play something? You can retype that question because it ain't make no sense. And you talking about any SCP containment game is going on the main channel, and we'll probably hopefully have that running up by in the next 2 weeks. But that's neither here nor there. Let's continue.
But the speaker crackled to life, and that same damn voice as always told us we could find refuge in Parliament. So we're going there now.
Shit. Get James, we've got to move.
I hope this isn't the end of our story. Access audio file recording 5.
This city was meant to be a shining beacon in the dark against the fall of the world of men. You mock it. You destroy all that lives and turn it into more of yourself. I give you this one warning. Go back to your corrupted son. There is nothing to be found here but darkness, and your light has no power here. Burn and answer for your crimes, abominations. I cast you into perdition's flame.
Yo! It is about time! It is about time that I seen UnLondon do something that's worthwhile. Every time I hear UnLondon, it is boring, and they be blowing me, and they be talking about food that's nasty, and the Bobbies be blowing my shit. And for the first time, UnLondon talking about some crazy... Bro, yeah, I know y'all heard that. I know y'all heard that speech he just gave. He said, y'all don't got no place here. He said, fuck out my block. Hold on. Let me find out. Yo, Dr. Cimmerian be writing bangers? Hold on, coach. Hold on, coach.
Flame.
I'm gonna say this right now, bro. If you guys weren't here 2 weeks ago for the other When Daybreak series, go watch it on the YouTube or don't. But yeah, it's the best way to catch up for this, to know what's happening, anyways. Because this is part 3. And we're going to watch part 4 today, which is going to be IKEA. I can't wait for that. But that's after we do the other animation one.
Access audio file recording 6. We had to leave James behind. I think I think he knew he was going to die. Kira offered to blow his brains out so he wouldn't get taken, but he said he wanted to see his family. I don't know what to make of that, but I hope he's happy now. Kira, Elise and I made our way to Westminster. I'd never seen so many bobbies in one place before. They parted just enough for us to make it to the
Let's
Parliament
go,
building.
Bobbies. Do
A
your
few
job
days ago,
then.
I'd have been terrified, but it felt comforting. Strange days indeed. Parliament was empty, except for an army of UnLondon's monster guards. Most of them guarded the door and a few guided us through the maze inside the building. If they weren't there, I swear we'd never have found our way. We came out in a room with a tank at the centre, large enough to hold a person, but it was empty. Just a slick of liquid along the floor that led to another open door. The bobbies can't talk, so they just motioned to the door with their hands. It was a bit comical to me. I mean, what were we going to do? Run back outside? There was a set of stairs going down. We could hear the door close behind us, and then we heard a loud crash. We arrived at the bottom of the stairs on a sandy beach. There was a little wooden platform with a small steam power.
Yo, is that UnLondon? Dang, they done burnt UnLondon to the ground? Bro, I thought UnLondon was underground. Is this underground? How? Where is this? This don't look like no underground. It look like a cave with a long road into the very back of the cave. Actually, it looks like a water, like one of them giant water caves. That's what it looked like to me. It don't look like it's super underground. But why do y'all keep what do y'all keep playing dots for? This one I'm ignoring y'all. I'm talking to the YouTube niggas right now. Like I thought the water cave. I thought it not the water cave. I thought it was like underground. Like I don't understand this setup. Like I'm looking at this picture. Obviously it might not be canon, but I'm just not understanding how this works. So that means it's a cave. It has to be a cave. There's no way it's not a cave because there's obviously an entrance and an exit point with water surrounding it. So that has to be a cave. It has to be. There's no way it's not a cave. It's just a really big cave.
Our ship, barely visible in the dark, attached to it with a rope. We could see UnLondon looming above us, but there was no other way back, except back up the stairs that we'd fled through. There was a mooring for a second boat, but it was long gone. Aerial surveillance of this area last month didn't see the boats, and Kira and I have no idea where they've come from. Not that it matters. When someone throws you a life vest, you take it, not quibble over where it came from. We knew there was no other way out, so we climbed aboard. Once we were in the water and a decent distance away, something burst at the centre of the city. The flames, they burn bright and white. The flesh is sizzling and screaming. The whole city is dying and the monsters with it. If this river is an approximation of the Thames, we should reach open water soon. I honestly think the ship knows where it's going somehow. We barely have to steer at all. Elise found a note in the engine room. It said, "Gather your friends, gather your things, and gather your light. The path to UnDublin is dark but ends, and if you can make it, I'll save you a pint."
There's an UnDublin? So there's an UnLondon and an UnDublin? What is there? An Un-Ireland, Give me cities in Britain. Give me cities in the UK. And Bro, give me cities in the UK right now, bro. We about to put in front of every city in the UK, bro. I don't know no cities in the UK, bro. I ain't gonna cap. I took AP Geography, still don't know. Tokyo. Bro. I don't know nothing. They said Blast. Bro, Blast isn't even from Britain. He said he's from Ireland. Y'all are so... Oh, my God. All right, now let's keep going.
I'm looking forward to taking them up on that.
Bristol. America. Bro, I'm not talking about the whole entire world, like the countries, the state. I'm talking about the cities. And okay, I'm talking about the
cities.
And
that concludes this entry into the When Day Breaks storyline. I hope you
y'all are
enjoyed it.
annoying,
like
bro.
If you did.
I can't.
Now, I really like the When Day Breaks storyline. If you want to see more videos on this, or have any ideas for future videos, comment them down below, and who knows, maybe I'll ask Cimmerian for a chapter 3. Massive thanks to him for writing this entry for me, and to Lumi for returning to voice another character, much appreciated. You can find her channel links below as well. Next time we have a cheerful, short SCP, that is SCP-131, also known as the iPods. That video won't take long at all, you can expect that within a week or so, and then after that, we have something a bit special. If you did like any of the artwork featured in this video, you can find prints and posters on the SCP Illustrated shop, links below. Be sure to follow all the social media outlets for video updates, and if you don't want to wait weeks on end for new material, consider joining the Patreon to see sketches early, early video access, Discord access, exclusive sketches, collaboration opportunities, SCP request priorities, and a lot more. And thank you to Josh, Hiffle.
Alright, bro, that was fire, bro. I know y'all see the chat. My guys on YouTube, I know y'all see the chat. Florida, Madrid, Borough, Sheffield, Hawaii, USA, Cozy. I can't with y'all, bro.